In this show, Sikhi is a beautiful path, but sometimes we hit sticking points. Find out about what prevents us from progressing in Sikhi and how to overcome those things. Sikhs in Britain is our viral video on who the Sikhs are and what they have achieved while being in Britain for the last few decades. Learn about having a positive outlook on life and why it is very important for our health and well-being, and also what we should ask for when we are doing an ardas. Gangster Mind is a video about the mindset of a Gursikh. Does Guruji want you to be a gangster? Find out in this section. The sloks of Guru Arjan Dev Ji in the Sanskrit language talk about 6 qualities of a saintly Sikh. We discover these in this section.
The path of Sikhi is a beautiful path, but sometimes along the path we do face blockages. These blockages can be detrimental to our Sikhi. Some of the signs that spiritual weakness has crept in are things such as Amrit Vela, missing your Amrit Vela, not having the desire to wake up early in the morning and jap Naam, also losing Ras in Naam and Bani. So it might be that previously when japping Naam or listening to Kirtan, you used to get Ras from it, but now you've lost that Ras. Also not wanting to go into Sangat. This is obviously a spiritual weakness that has crept in. Also things like Vikars becoming stronger than before, so bad habits creeping in. These sort of things, they all are small things, but they build a bigger picture. These are all blockages on the path. Also, Fikka Bolna is also another thing that creeps in. This is foul language. Many youth nowadays, they think it's okay to swear or be disrespectful, whether it's to their parents, to each other, or even just in jest sometimes. They think it's okay, but this is not right. This is not the Guru's path. You should use your tongue and your words very wisely. They should be used for Gurmat and Naam. Another sign of spiritual weakness is becoming more disrespectful. A person can become more disrespectful to the people around them, not just their wife or their children, but to their parents as well, their work colleagues, and too often in the Najwan, in the youth, we see youth slandering each other over social media. Each day a Gursikh should reflect on their own Jivan. Reflect on your own Avgun, not other people's Avgun. Look at your bad points and see how far you have got to go on the spiritual path. To be like Guru, to lose all of those Avguns is a big challenge. So to bring on the weight of other people's sins is only going to make that path harder for yourself. So if you find yourself falling into that negativity, that's another point of reflection for yourself. Another sign of spiritual weakness is when we start feeling that Guruji is not with us. A Gursikh should always feel that Guru is angsang. When we believe that Guruji is angsang with us, we are less likely to make mistakes. We will always think twice. We will think about where we go, what we do, what we say, everything. Even in our mind, if we have Guru in our mind all the time, we will keep our mind pure. When we come into that state of mind where we feel that Guru is not with us, we come out of Guru's sanctuary. And at that time, we need to realize that we need to get into Sangat as soon as possible. Get into Sangat, into those Gursikhs that are actually japping Naam and living the life, doing seva with them. Then you can quickly come back into the right state of mind. Sometimes a person can feel like that they don't want to go into Sangat. A Gursikh should always want to go into Sangat, because Guruji says that he himself resides within the Sangat. You can also sometimes feel like you don't want to do seva, because your mind becomes hard. hard, your chitta becomes hard. These are all signs of spiritual weakness. If your mind becomes like this, you should always go into Sangat and serve the Guru Sikhs. When you're in this state of mind, often you can feel like you're very low, like I'm nothing, and I'm never going to achieve anything. But these are the times when it's best to go and serve the Sangat. It's inevitable when you're walking on the Guru's path that you're going to go through ups and downs. Very few will find that their Jivan is totally stable and they go straight into Chardi Kala. Anybody that's come other than the Guru is open to making mistakes. It doesn't matter how high you are spiritually, at any one point you can fall. Whether you keep Vivek, you're keeping Amrit Villa, doesn't matter. Anyone is open to this. So if you are feeling down, there's some things that you can do to help yourself come back up. Firstly, is that you do Benti to Guruji through Ardas, because ultimately Guruji is the one that will help you. Secondly, is going into Sangat. Sangat of those Gur Sikhs that are spiritually elevated, the ones that are keeping Grat and have good Jivan. By doing Sangat with these Gur Sikhs, you will reflect on your own Jivan and you will get energy from their Naam Kamai. Thirdly, is to reflect on your own Jivan and keep moving forward. Keep constantly thinking, how can I make myself better? How can I do more to make myself a better Gur Sikh? You need to start going back into Sangat and trying to find the Ras from Naam Abhyas and Kirtan and Seva.
Most of Britain's Sikhs have their origins in immigration, either from the Punjab in northwest India in the 1950s and 1960s, or from East Africa slightly later. They have done remarkably well in the last 50 years in many fields, from farming and commerce to engineering, medicine and law. Today, among them are distinguished businessmen, lawyers, judges, doctors and software experts. An enterprising, resilient and industrious community, they have played a vital role in various professions, business and politics in Great Britain. They continue to strive through hard work, perseverance and honesty. Sikhs believe in one universal God. The Sikh faith is the 5th largest religion in the world. There are 25 million Sikhs worldwide. The founder of Sikhism was Guru Nanak, who was born in 1469. The Sikh religion was founded in Punjab. There were 10 Gurus in total. The Guru Granth Sahib is the final 11th Guru. Men and women hold equal status. The word Sikh means learner or student of the Guru. The Sikh place of worship is the Gurdwara. Sikhs in Great Britain. There are over 400,000 Sikhs living in Great Britain. 91% of Sikhs in Britain have British nationality. The vast majority of Sikhs, 69% in Great Britain, were born in the United Kingdom. Virtually all turban-wearing citizens in Great Britain are Sikhs. Sikhs as a group are least likely to be unemployed in Great Britain. 92% of Sikhs in Great Britain own their own home, the highest percentage of any group. Sikhs donate £1.2 million a day to charities. That's 6.5 times more than the average donation per person. Sikhs in World Wars. Sikhs died fighting in World War I and World War II for the freedom of Britain. 83,005 turban-wearing Sikh soldiers were killed and 109,045 wounded. 22% of Sikhs in Great Britain had a family member serve in the First World War. 34% of Sikhs in Great Britain had a family member serve in the Second World War.
Thank you for tuning in to today's Back in Time news broadcast. Winston Churchill in his parliamentary speech said, "British people are highly indebted and obliged to Sikhs for a long time. I know that within this century we needed their help twice, and they did help us very well. As a result of their timely help, we are today able to live with honour, dignity and independence. In the war they fought and died for us, wearing turbans."
All those Sikhs that went with me were decorated, every one. That has never ever been done before. They were all decorated with the Indian Order of Merit or the Indian Distinguished Service Medal. I didn't think that we had one chance in hell of getting any further than the other people had got. Still less, as there was no surprise about it at all. What kept me going was the courage of my men. I gave them leadership and they gave me support. And I wouldn't have dared to go back, even if I'd wanted to, with them treading on my heels. And they wouldn't have gone back whilst I was still in front. But it was a wonderful example of the trust that there was between the British officer and his Indian ranks.
Issues faced by Sikhs in Great Britain, 2016 UK Sikh Survey. Over 100,000 hate crimes were reported against Sikhs in a 12-month period. Sikhs are mistakenly being identified as Islamic extremists due to poor and irresponsible media coverage. 1 in 7 Sikhs in Great Britain experience discrimination in the workplace. 1 in 5 Sikhs receive unacceptable levels of discrimination in public places.
I've asked Gursikhs, like you Gursikhs, this age, 20, 25 even, I said, in the last 6 months, can you tell me about a good experience, what's made you really happy? And they sit there like this, they go, oh, I don't know, I can't think of anything. I don't know. I haven't really got any happy experiences. If you, that's why we say you go to do seva, you don't go to do seva like some board. A good board? So, I've come here to do my board, is it? It's like some saja I got that you'll have to do some seva today, or damn. The happy, you're supposed to look back on your life and you're supposed to have lots of happiness. Lots of happiness. And even if something's dukh, let's say worldly wise, family which is रिश्तेदार ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸ ਵਾਦੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ or even in your sanjog as dukh comes ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੁੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ you're not going to accept that as dukh you got to have happy experience that when you were with Guruji you sat with Guruji you did kirtan and when we do kirtan if kirtan is we just walk out of kirtan and we just say well ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਆਇਆ then we ain't in kirtan really and this is more for kirtan as well ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ kirtan ਕਰ ਰਹੇ and you walk out the kirtan is same you just feel the same. Well, what does that mean? So you've got to have happy experiences with Guruji. Now, what I wanted to cover today was a lot of a lot about man, but I was told that different people at different levels, so I got pretty complicated stuff to say, but I don't want to say, confuse anybody, you know. But make your ardas meaningful and special. Eh ardas hamari swami visr nahi sukh date. Jadon asi ardas karde hain, when we talk about Amrit Vela and waking up early, sometimes we can't do it. Sometimes in our life something comes down. It happens to everybody. Sometimes it goes down and you go off schedule, you know. I haven't met any Gursikh who wakes up at Amrit Vela who doesn't ask for it in the Ardas. Person who doesn't ask for it. So when we read Ardas, you read it from the Gurkha, don't you? You read the Gurkha, and the Gurkha says, Aap ji de Hazur Era Sahib de Path di Ardas hai ji Akharwada Ghata Puch Maaf Karni, the basic Ardas. Uthe wo opportunity tusi waste nahi karni. When you're doing your Ardas at that point, Guruji is listening. Why Guru's listening? And if you just say, Jo aap ji de Hazur Era Sahib de Path di Ardas hai ji Akharwada Ghata, uthe edda nahi kehna tusi. You're going to say that, this is ardas for this part that I've just done, but uthe tusi oh cheez tusi mang leni hai pe mangani ka har jas gurte mangana. Uthe tusi kehna what you going to ask for. If Guruji is standing in front of you today, what you going to ask for? Go on, tell someone, give me an amazing answer. Go on. Hanji. सारे दी सुख शांति दे तंदुरुस्ती. हाँ जी. Anyone else? हाँ जी. नाम दी दात. And I've been to Gurdwara lots, है ना? And Sundays I've gone virtually a lot of Sundays. And जिथे अखंड पाठ होंदा and they do अरदास. इधर कोई wrong नहीं है. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying you तुसी अखंड पाठ. You don't अखंड पाठ. एडी वड्डी चीज. You don't अखंड पाठ. And you know and there it's still शुक्राना चंगी चीज है. मैं तो नहीं कह रहा. They say they just say अब बच्चे नु job मिल जावे. Or they say something really small, है ना? Whereas Guruji says, "When to the hor je mangana, what is it? Sir dukha ke dukh, deh naam santokhiya, utre man ki bhukh. Gurwan ten harya kitya, nanak kya manuk." Now Guruji is telling you something in the last pankti of that. He says, Guruji makes all the world green. So jityo. He makes the winter into spring. He makes the brown thing into a green thing. He puts life into Mario cheez, and we stand there and we ask him, Guruji, make sure I don't lose my job next week. That's what we ask for. We say, please Guruji, I got a bit of back pain, make it go away. What Guruji is saying to you, ask for the cheez, jehdi asthir rahe. Asthir. That means it never ever goes away. It never dies. It never finishes. Ask for that cheez. Eho tan akhot nane khote na jaye. Ask for that cheez. Jehdi cheez muk it will never finish. Khave kharche ral mil bhai tod na aave vad do jaye. Ask for that thing that keeps growing. You're asking for the thing that keeps dying. Why are we asking for the thing that keeps dying? So why would I ask for, this might be a hard thing for the younger children, why would I ask for 20 more years to live? Would you ask for that, 20 more years? You say, Guru Sahib, 20 seconds, they don't take me to yourself. Take me to Waheguru now. I don't want 20 years. You want 20 seconds, 20 milliseconds. Ek bhori darshan dije. Kabir ji says, what Kabir Ji's ardas is, would you do this ardas if Waheguru, you had an opening to Waheguru and he asked you what do you want? Would you ever say to Waheguru, give me your darshan for 1 second, then send me to the Jamduts? Because if you want to send me to the Jamdut, then I'm happy to go. Because you show me yourself for 1 second, split second, show me what you look like, and I'm happy to go to any hell that you want to send me to. Would you say that? Because he loves Waheguru that much. And that's what we got to do in our ardas, है ना?
ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਧਰਮ ਹੇਤ ਸੀਸ ਦਿੱਤੇ, ਬੰਦ ਬੰਦ ਕਟਵਾਏ, ਰੰਬੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੋਪੜੀਆਂ ਲੁਹਾਈਆਂ, ਚੜਖੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਚੜੇ, ਆਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਤਨ ਚਿਰਵਾਏ, ਉਬਲਦੀਆਂ ਦੇਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਬਾਲੇ ਗਏ, ਰੂੰ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਪੇਟ ਕੇ ਸਾੜੇ ਗਏ, ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੇ ਬਣੇ, ਟੈਂਕਾਂ ਤੋਪਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਉਡਾਏ ਗਏ, ਫਾਂਸੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਲਟਕਾਏ ਗਏ, ਜੰਡਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੰਨ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਸਾੜੇ ਗਏ। ਮਾਤਾਵਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਟੋਟੇ ਟੋਟੇ ਕਰਵਾ ਝੋਲੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਵਾਏ, ਗਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਂਦਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਰ ਪਵਾਏ, ਮਾਸੂਮ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨੇਜਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਟੰਗਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਵੇਖਿਆ। ਜੇਲ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਾਲ ਕੋਠੜੀਆਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਵਾ ਸਵਾ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਗਿੱਲੇ ਪੀਸਨੇ ਪੀਸੇ, ਤੇਰਾ ਭਾਣਾ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੰਨਿਆ। ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਖਾਤਰ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਧਰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਰਿਆ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਅਦਬ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਇਮ ਰੱਖਦਿਆਂ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਾਮ ਪੀਤੇ, ਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਿਦਕ ਕੇਸਾਂ ਸਵਾਸਾਂ ਸੰਗ ਨਿਭਾਇਆ। ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਸਮੂਹ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਮਾਤਾਵਾਂ ਭੁਜੰਗੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ। ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
Gangster. ਇਹ ਬਾਪੂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ, ਪਿਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੁੱਤ ਵਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੀ ਆ। ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਰਵੇ, ਤੇਰੇ ਝੂਲ ਦੇ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਰਹਿਣ ਬਾਜਾਂ ਵਾਲਿਆ। ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਕਤ ਭਰ ਜਾਂਦੀ, ਤਾਕਤ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਦੀ।
ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੁੱਖ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਪੈਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ। ਜੇ ਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੋਦ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੋਦ ਨੂੰ ਗੋਲੀ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਉਸ ਕੁੱਖ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਲੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਤਾਂ ਕੌਮ ਦੀ ਗੋਦ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ, ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਗੋਦ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਕੌਮ ਦੀ ਗੋਦ ਨੂੰ, ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਗੋਦ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਗੋਲੀ ਖਾਲੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਟੈਂਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਗੋਲੇ ਖਾਲੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ।
In the Sanskriti slok of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, there are 6 key qualities of a holy person, or Gurmukh. The first is to repeat Vaheguru's name and keep him in mind. The second quality is to see sorrow and happiness as equal and to live a life without enmity. The third is to be compassionate to all beings and to keep control over the 5 vices. The fourth is to make the singing of Kirtan and God's praises your life and to remain unstained from Maya. The fifth is to give the same spiritual advice to both friend and foe and to live a life of loving devotion. And the sixth is not to slander others and to live life as a humble servant of the whole human race. When these 6 qualities are present, we call them a Gurmukh or a true sadhu.